Well, how you doing? We're off on another little travel today, so welcome to the channel. And yeah, did toil today. Do we go and do a bit of history, or do we go to the beach? Well, we're off to the beach. I've decided it's 24 today, so come along, travel with me, and let's head to sunny Hunstanton. Well, hope everyone's been okay. Now, I thought that we'd do this trip today. I literally haven't been to Hunstanton for decades. It's one of them you always keep thinking, yeah, I need to get up here, and because I'm in Norwich now and it's quite a way for us. It's kind of the other side of the county for us. So we've not been up here. I doubt for at least 10, 15 years. So this will be quite interesting. Let's see what Hunstanton's got to offer. We're going to go as maybe someone who kind of knows the area but doesn't. But anyway, let's take a look and see what we can find while we're there. This will be quite interesting because, like I said, we haven't been for a long time. Right, we've made it. Let's have a little wander. Oh, not been up here for ages. So, welcome to old sunny Hunny. Welcome to Hunstanton. Just take a look at this behind me. Not him, bit of a beach. Or rock pools. That's what I remember Hunstanton, lots of rock pools, as I recall. Although that was a long time ago. Anyway, welcome to the old channel. We're gonna have a wander through. I've been hanging out and waiting to do this for a while. So yes, we thought today's the day. So let's take a wander through Hunstanton, see what it's like today. Timestamp, we like to do a timestamp. So we're July 2025. So come on, let's see what we can find and let's see what's changed. Okay, so I'm kind of starting at old Hunstanton end. What I will do, we're going to pop back that way before we go, and because I want to see the old lighthouse, so I want to show you that. And then obviously you can see the buildings as we sort of walk into Hunstanton end. So let's take a little stroll through. Oh, that's a bit warm. I think it's at 24, 26 now. Nice and warm. Could have done with my shorts and t-shirt on, but we're only on a lunch break at the moment. Anyone ask, we're on a lunch break. Anyway, let's have a look and see what we can find down there. Now, I think what we're going to do, we're going to go down to the beach side first, and then we're going to walk back up through the old town and see what we can find. So, certainly smell the sea already. Shame we can't be here. Let's just do a little bit of this. There's a thumbnail for you. Anyway, we'll get some thumbnails done. I'll get some pictures done while we're going round. don't want you missing out. And let's see what we can see. Now, this is what I remember of Hunstanton, especially as a kid. Crumbling rock face, unfortunately, but all the rock pools. God, we used to spend hours here. This is, I still think, one of the better sites for rock pools and doing that kind of thing with your buckets. And a few people about today, so we'll have a little wander down. I want to show you this and bring back my youth. No, I call this bring back some memories. Rock pools, yeah. We used to spend hours doing that. Oh. Now, I thought I'd come and film today because I thought, well, it'll be nice and quiet today. As on a weekday, everyone's at work, aren't they? Including me. But no, seems to be quite a few kids today. I guess the schools must be shut. Is it a strike day? Just saying. Anyway, now before I get the comments, now I do know there is different term times and all that kind of thing. I'm just kidding. Not for me to say. There seem to be a lot of kids about though. Just saying. Look at that. Anyway, I'll take you down to some of the rock pools. We'll have a look at that. Cool, I bring back the days. Used to spend hours even with my kids down there. Nanny used to take them down there. Nanny will know what we're on about. Anyway, let's have a look at these old rock pools. Right. We're on the beach. When I say beach, shingle. Can you hear it? Now, this is what I remember. We have down here all broken shells. That's what you come for. Get out in the sun there, look. Broken shells. Anyway, now, what I recall, look at this now, is this sedimentary? Oh, I don't know, I'll leave this for the geology experts to tell us. But there's different colours and layers in the rock. This is what I remember of Hunstanton. Just love the look of it. It's great, isn't it? I don't really recall seeing this kind of on many of the other beaches we've got here, but I may be wrong. Who knows? Anyway, let's turn this around and look at these rock pools. This is what we come for. Now I'm going to try and not totally ruin my work shoes. Your seagulls sound busy. But look at this. These are the rock pools what we're talking about. You normally, I think as the kids we used to sometimes bring our wellies down there to do this in. But oh, you can so smell the sea. It's a shame you can't do that on the video, but there we go. But this stretches for what feels like miles, especially when you got to walk it. Let's head back and look at some of this. Do a bit of a close-up. And you can see some of the seaweed on there. It's all dry at the minute, kind of. But as you can see what some of these rock pools are like, I suppose you get a bit of this at Cromer. But this is so Hunstanton, so rocky. Like I said, I'm not an expert on this. I'm sure we'll have lots of comments from the experts. But this is what I've known as a kid, and like I said, especially when you're kind of infant junior school age, this is just excellent. You could literally spend all afternoon kind of investigating and find different things. We used to find loads of little baby crabs and that here. Now we did find one at Cromer, but I bet today we don't find anything at all. There you go, I'll get as close as I can so you can see the water moving. Look at that, because it is quite windy today. But like I said, Hunstanton's really known for this. And like I said, this really I don't know how far round to old Hunstanton that goes. But definitely, tide is out today, as you can imagine. Obviously, the tide, the water would be covering all this. Several people out. Look like we've got a group going out there. So let's have a look. I don't know what they're. I'll just zoom this in so you can have a look. There's a group going out there. I don't know what's going on there. There's a coach loads just turned up. Anyway, let's head off a bit more, see if we can find any more for you. Well, that was good. Fortunately, I didn't find anything for you, so we'll have a look another time. I'm sure we'll be back here later in the year. Of course, you can smell the salt today. That's great. Anyway, we're gonna head. Looks that way. That way. We're gonna head that way and have a look along the front. We'll go all the way down the front, then we'll come back up through the town, just as I said. So let's have a nice walk along the front. So we're not too far away now. I'll leave it for the history buffs because they know what they're talking about. I don't. Hunstanton, years ago, before my time, I would imagine, used to have a pier going out to the sea. Obviously, it doesn't anymore. I can't quite remember whether it's a fire or something happened anyway, but like I said, I'll leave it for the experts. So we're here for the walks. So it's only got a bit of a pier that doesn't actually go out anywhere now. Real shame. Anyway, so we're nearly up to that point. So just so you've got some reference points of where we are. Still not quite sure that group is still out there. Don't know what they're doing there. Anyway, unless it's a school one. No, they look a bit too old for school. Anyway, perhaps reliving school. Anyway, let's carry on down. And yes, plenty of gulls today though. Oh, it's so hot. I do not. I wish I'd have been a day off, but we're not. We're on a lunch break, so we're gonna nip round for you, cover as much as we can. But again, as you can see, these rock poles are still all the way along here. Not sure what that shouting is. Don't forget, you guys, like and subscribe. Anyway, come on. So I've just turned this around, so you don't keep seeing my noggin everywhere. So that is what would have been the old pier, and obviously the pier used to go out this way, no longer. We'll head up that way in a moment. As you can see, they've still got the old kind of, I guess you can rent these boilies, what would have been like the, I suppose, like little chalet hut bits as we go round. And we do have ice cream places, and there is toilets along as you go as well. So we're coming up to the new Hunstanton end. So we're getting there. We're getting there. As you can see, it all kicks off up there. So let's have a walk along the under the old pier, if you can call it that. And yeah, just a real shame we don't have a pier here anymore. Right, so as long as I don't get stung with copyright, there's a pier behind me. Amusements under there, and some eatery places. We're going to carry on walking down. It's amazing how packed this is, considering it's a work day. You've been warned. Anyway, look at this. God, I'm sure it's getting hotter. Don't kill me, seagulls! I ain't even got the chips yet. Oh dear. Look at this before I obviously get completely attacked by gulls. Now, I've just come up at the top here for a bit just to show you. So we've got some more amusements now. We'll just come off the front. I've still got the Oasis, swimming pool and bowling and all that kind of thing in there. Amusements, and that takes you back up into the town that way. So it's all still kind of here. Not too much change. And obviously the main car park, what used to be the train station. We'll head up there in a bit anyway and have a little natter about that. But kind of just to pre-warn you, it is a concrete promenade all the way along, but there is no safety rail Like you sometimes get walls or safety rails, but we don't have them at Hunstanton. So just be aware if you bring in kids and that kind of thing. It is quite a steep drop, several metres down. Oh, God, it's sunny. As you can see behind me, as I said, no safety rail as you go down. So just be aware of that if you come here. But there are shallow bits, and as you can see, quite deep bits as well. So you got to be aware, especially if got a few scatty kids, like my youngest used to be. She knows. But again, along the front, loads of eatery places. And we're heading up to the fun fair. All love a fun fair. So we're going to quickly go up there. Don't forget we have a sea life centre here as well. So I'm going to turn the camera around in a mo and show you that. That's down the far end. And tide's still out. I hope it's out Saturday when we're filming. I really need it out Saturday. Anyway, looks like we're coming up to the Crazy Golf and the Sea Life Centre. So I'm going to turn this around and show you that. And maybe do Sea Life another day. I'm not sure whether to do that one or the Yarmouth one. Bit of a debate. There, maybe you'll choose for me. Let me know in the comments. No, I'm going to keep talking because we've got more music in the background. We don't want any copyright. So that's Crazy Golf, just there. And if we turn this around, you can obviously see the beginnings of the Sea Life Centre now coming up. So we'll head up there. Ah, there you are. We're caught up again. So, outside Sea Life, Hunstanton. Have been there a few times. Not since the kids were younger though, but it is good, quite good. Like I said, we'll perhaps pay a visit there one day, and I've been to Sea Life for quite a while. And if you follow this along, first entrance to the amusements. we'll have a quick glimpse because there'll be so much music around in here. We might have to put our own music over it. So do apologise. We'd love a bit of copyright. Anyway, let's take a little wander and then see what we can see around the old amusements. Oh, no! I can remember the old rootin' and tootin' and the shooting. Well, that bring back the days. Right, let's that'll do for here, I think, before we get completely flummoxed with the music. Oh, it's great, can't beat it. Just makes you feel about 10 again, doesn't it? Right, okay, that is the old amusements. Let's head out now and we'll take a wander into the town. We did do a few sort of snapshots while we were there, but we'll now take a slow walk back and see what we can see through Hunstanton town. Right, so we found the back street is a bit more quieter here, and feels a little bit cooler here. Whether when you're on the beach it makes it a bit hotter, who knows. Anyway, okay, let's get some info done. So, promenade, easy to use your buggies, prams and all that kind of thing. Hunstanton, there's loads of pathways, and until you get onto the beach you're pretty safe with all these kinds of devices. parking, I believe they use coins and card on the machine, so I read. Haven't tested it because I parked at old Hunstanton, and if you can get there early enough along the front there, you can park for free. The app they use is Parking Ops, it's called. So if you want to download that and use that, from what I can see, that is the app they use for parking. Phone signal. I have had some 4G here. I'm on Vodafone, but it's been a bit on and off, so I think it's a bit better maybe in the town. I will let you know once we go through there. But definitely on the front, it's a bit hit and miss. So yeah. But along the front, plenty of facilities on there. Loads and loads of eateries and ice cream shops and food shops and burgers and that. And there is toilets along there as well. So you got plenty of stuff to keep you going. Anyway, right. So we're about to head up and hang a right, and then I'm going to meet you what was Old Hunstanton railway station. So as we can see, Hunstanton Coach Park. And let me just open this up a bit for you. You can see some of the new builds that we have in Hunstanton. No idea how long these have been here. Like I said, I haven't been up here for a long time. And then obviously heading back towards kind of the town. And we're going to head up here to see if we can catch a train, which I think we could be waiting quite a while. Right, now I'll just open this up. Now we're literally on the site of what would have been Hunstanton train station, Hunstanton beach station. Just would not believe it, would you? No. Obviously, we used to have a big hotel there. I can't remember the name, what it was, but obviously that's pulled down and they've put that retail and flat outlet there. But you literally wouldn't know. I suppose we've got a few old buildings about. And obviously, this is all new build. That would have been open and the trains would have headed that way, obviously out to King's Lynn. Let's just have a little walk this side. Now, I do believe that building we see just there, I think it was there when the trains were here. But have a look online. There's loads and loads of old pics and bits and videos from when this was the station. It's such a real shame. And I bet any money at all, I bet if this was still operating as rail, I bet this would be busy. Anyway, let's head over there and we'll see what we can find. And as I just spoke, no train today. This is all we've got left. Let me just go out a bit so you can see all this. Yeah, original building, and as you can see, no trains today. But if we head back, let's just have a look. I'll do some more photographs for you while we can, and still some rails as well. Such history and love it, and I just wish I'd have been about when we could get here on the train. It would have been great. So I'll do a couple more snapshots for you. I'll put them in, and yeah, real shame, but we'll no train today, so we're going to head into the town. And as we leave the station, we'll come up, and as you can see, some of these kind of old buildings that you've got along here. Again, don't know too much history of these. As we head into the town. And then we'll just do an overview now that he's finally gone. Obviously we can see the pier, or what it was, and obviously this is the central green as it is in July 2025. And we will head up this way, up to the Golden Lion Hotel. So we're on the upper green now, and we'll just do a quick view of what we've got. Obviously, got numerous shops along here, fish and chips, cafes. Obviously, we're not going to go into any today. We may do a bit of a review later. Don't forget Princess Theatre there. Although I think there's a lot of performances done at King's Lynn Corn Exchange now. But again, check the local guides and local press on that one. Obviously, we head up to the town that way, and also you can get their shops this way as well. And as we pan around, and then you have the Golden Hind Hotel there. I'd get a breath walking up these hills. And then we slope all the way down, back down to the front. And as you can see, Hunstanton Pier, the Pier Family Amusements Entertainments. Well, that same sort of thing there. Anyway, come on, let's see what else we can find. Oh, just got my breath back. Right now, Hunstanton, as I remember, if you don't visit anywhere at all while you're here, you've got to visit this place. The largest joke shop, and it's been there forever. And it's so renowned, so, can I say worldwide? I suppose you can't really. You can UK though, but you've got to visit. It's excellent. I'm not going to go in. I'd rather wait till we have invites and that kind of thing, but you've got to check it out. It's absolutely great. And as a kid, there's nothing in there you won't find funny. So, but it's, like I said, it's been there for ages, and it's so renowned. Everyone knows about it. Everyone. Anyway, we'll head into the town, see what we can find. Just do one more quick look, and then I think we'll call it a day for now. But we will be back, Hunstanton. We will be back. This is only part one. So come on, let's just see our last little glimpse of Hunstanton before we finish off. And we finally, to finish off, finally get to the lighthouse, or the old lighthouse. Again, you can always check this out online. I'm not sure whether they use it as a private residence or whether it's a guest house or that kind of thing, so you'll have to check that out, and I do apologise, I forgot to check before I got here. But we'll finish off here. Okay, so we will finish off and end here while I catch my breath as well. Lovely lighthouse. Lovely lighthouse. We love a lighthouse. Not Haysborough, but you know, it's a lighthouse. Anyway, that's Hunstanton. Great place to come and visit. Yeah, it's definitely worth a day out. So definitely if you've got young children and, you know, from toddlers upwards and that, and they're going to love doing the rock pools and all that kind of thing. I certainly loved it as a kid, and I know my kids loved it as well. And then you got sea life, you got amusements, you got shops, joke shop, don't forget, and lots of other things. So yeah, it's pretty good. So come and pay a visit if you're here. I've been doing it for a long time, and you just can't beat it, can you? Can't beat the coast. Really, when it's like today as well. So we will finish off. Hope you enjoyed. We will be back here and we'll capture some other bits that we've missed off as well. We like to do it in several different bits, and there's some other bits of Hunstanton which are not so much on the tourist side, but on the other side, local side, that we're going to capture as well. If there is anyone local and they've got any comments or any ideas, anything you want me to come and film, shops, retail, anything at all, give me a shout. You can email me on stephenuk_travels@icloud.com. You should find that in the link on YouTube. Or you can always leave me a comment and I'll give you an answer on here as well. So I will leave you guys in peace. If you do like the content, and you know what I'm going to say, because we've really tried to push this channel along and we really need to get the sub count up. So if you could subscribe, that would be absolutely excellent. And I can't thank the people enough who have subscribed. Thank you so much. But yeah, if you could subscribe, no cost, I will be forever thankful. And push it around the socials, give us a like, and watch us on all the channels. I do have listings on X, we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, and obviously we're on YouTube. So keep following us, more content to come. We will be out somewhere this weekend, not 100% certain where, but we'll find somewhere. Anyway, I will catch you soon. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.